Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company podcast.
Yeah.
As usual, to my right, I've got Levi.
Howdy, 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 guys.
And to my left, I've got Anthony.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
He can be a little quiet sometimes, so I got to make sure we introduce these guys, get them talking.
We're not quiet. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, we talk over each other a lot,
we do.
apparently.
We
so
do.
I do hear that from time to time.
It's the afternoon again, and we did just get out of a meeting.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a little squirrely.
Yeah, so we apologize if we're
a little loopy at the end of the day. Like, we're a little out of it. You know what I mean?
Been a busy day today. You think coming back from the weekend, we were I went downstairs, and there's so many orders today, and we didn't even have a sale this weekend.
I don't know where that came from.
So all of you buying, awesome work.
Good on
great.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's you.
Yeah. Hey, it's going on.
So
start this thing off.
Okay. First of all, I want to hear about Levi's weekend because he did something special over the weekend.
Yeah, you guys stayed here.
We just stayed in Idaho. I mean,
So Jeff and I went down to the Las Vegas Convention Center for the Car Wash Expo or Car Wash Show. And we got to watch. If you guys went on the Rag Company page, you probably saw I did a couple live videos or posts of our booth and just kind of walked around the Car Wash Expo. Basically, all the manufacturers that build car wash equipment. So tunnels, coin machines, vending machines, all that kind of stuff.
If you're a car wash, you're there.
Yeah, lube centers, all that. All the big names were there. They were selling all their stuff. Even dog washers.
Ooh.
They had the
lube centers and dog washers.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Yeah.
Sounds like a place for weirdos.
But I will.
Be careful how much you cross over the.
We don't want to go too far.
No.
But it was a very interesting show. So to put it in perspective, they had 8,000 attendees to the car wash show.
Wow.
Over 3 days. SEMA has 165,000 people.
I mean.
So. Right off the bat, I was like, I bet we can just pull up front and park in the parking lot where they do all the drifting and stuff during SEMA. So it was very weird being in the convention center when it's not SEMA.
You're like, wow, they're so much nicer today.
So we literally pulled right up front, unloaded the truck, and pushed our cart right inside, and nobody said anything. We got to set up. It was great.
Whoa.
We tore down at 2 o'clock, walked right out, loaded the truck, and we were gone.
Yeah.
So super awesome,
That's
easy.
Genuinely shocking. I mean, for people.
And $10 parking, even better.
Wow.
Yeah, so those things were fun, but it was interesting to see all the different technology that they were coming out with. It was fun to see all the different brush fibers and things that people had created to prove that they weren't going to scratch people's cars. They even had a machine there. So they pulled an Audi A6 in. They parked it. Before they parked it into their booth, they were out there. They had a detailer out there. He was polishing the car and making sure it was like perfect.
Pristine.
Right?
Yeah.
They pulled it into the booth and they let the machines run on it, so I thought it was just a car wash like machine.
Wait, were they dry when they were doing this?
Yes. So I just thought it was the car wash.
Going in dry is never a good idea.
No. So I just thought that this was the brushes, right, of a car wash. This was called a buff and shine polisher, and it is you put it in a self-serve car wash, basically, like one self-serve bay. You pull your car in, you spray it down with some sort of
liquid polish or something?
Yeah, like a liquid polish. You soak the car in it, and then you just turn the machine on. And the machine
does
just
the work for you.
Buffs the entire car, right? And
in theory.
Yeah. The problem was it looked like in the evenings they were pulling the car back out and polishing it down with polishers and putting it back in for the next morning. So we'll just say I'm sure it works great.
Tricky, yeah.
I'm sure it works great on single step.
Yeah.
Simple.
I just picture the guy that go, hey,
I'm sure
you don't know what you saw.
I'm sure the polish that they're using has a ton of fillers in it.
Oh.
I'm sure that's,
like I'm just thinking what a mess, you know what I mean? Like you pull in this car and you're spraying on this polish and it comes out looking like, had a bad night.
But what you're saying it was a learning experience.
It was a learning experience into seeing what everybody's trying to go for, right?
Okay, yeah.
And see what the market is trying to do. And so obviously there's a knack where they're trying to find out how to polish cars faster, for one.
Yeah.
They're automating it. So that was wild. The second thing that I thought was hilarious was I went into Pico's booth, and they were building they used their mitts for that spin were made out of what looked like to be 100% polyester or 100% nylon, but they were designed to look like our Cyclone mitt.
Interesting.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but it was very.
Let's be fair. That's a very common design nowadays. You see that a lot of places.
It is a very common design. It's not our design, but it is a design that they're eight. I mean, we were the 8th company to come to market with a mitt like that.
It's just,
but it was funny to see that was the style of where the car wash industry, instead of those rubber brushes that are spinning around,
clearly noticed.
They were trying to figure out like what can we do to not scratch. Now they used the wrong material.
I was gonna say we went 70-30 microfiber blend.
Yeah, it was like 100%. It was so scratchy and rough. I was like, "Whoa, this is still gonna scratch."
But it looked similar.
But it looked identical. I think I sent you guys a photo of it.
You did. That's right. Okay, now I remember it.
So it's one of those things that it was just wild to see. Now I will say, the old adage that Yvonne LaCroix always says: detailers polish Ferraris, car wash owners drive Ferraris. So I need to build a car wash.
You've been talking about this for a while. You got plans.
So, I got plans, but because I won't be polishing cars, I'll just leave it up to somebody else when I'm old. I'll just scratch the cars and let somebody else polish them.
Or you can just hang outside your own, car wash.
Wow, people are never going to take your advice seriously again. Now we're in trouble. Why'd you give up the? Man.
Yeah. No, I'm making work for you guys.
Master of scratch.
Yeah. But
it's a DJ name, actually.
Yeah, but it's actually it was really neat to see all the stuff they're trying to do. And one of the neat things was Tom Palansky of Simon Eyes. He had a class that he taught to all the car wash folks there. Similar like Mobile Tech, they have class days and stuff before the convention. But he spoke. Apparently, the car wash industry is moving away from express detailing. They are trying to save money and labor costs, and so. One of the things that we've all noticed is the unlimited wash pass.
Yeah.
So a lot of full service car washes are getting rid of the express package, detail packages. And for some of us, that is probably our first job or first, foray into detailing is, maybe you went to the car wash and you had them do the $30 hand wax on it, or you went to the car wash and you had them do an interior super clean where they dressed all your door panels and stuff, or you shampooed carpets or something, or maybe you were the guy doing those jobs like I was. I was that kid doing $30 hand waxes on people's cars with a big random orbital buffer on people's cars. And so it was interesting. I didn't know that because I've been in detailing for so long now. I didn't know about the car wash industry as much that Tom was telling me, they're getting rid of it and they need it. They need to keep that in as a profit center. One, not only that it's a good stepping stone and starting point for local detailers to start, or kids that, that's a good start of the passion for detailers, but also they need to be able to fix a little bit of the damage that they cause, so to speak. So, but it's still a service that is a value-added service that people can get. But for us, we had a good turnout. It was good. We had people stop by the booth to say hi. We had some folks come in and go. But, we got to hang out. PNS was there. So Bob and Keith were there, and Rennie and Prentice St. Clair. Bob Eichelberg from Flex was there. And then Justin Lobato and Julio and Clint from Buff and Shine.
The whole gang.
We're all there. Yeah. And then us, and then Thomas from Simon Eyes. So we had a good group of IDA guys that we all got to kind of hang out and chat and BS. And then my buddy Nate Shapiro was there, and Tommy Trotsky of Royce Industries. They were both there. So we got to see them and hang out with them. And so it was a good group of, friends that was small, but it was definitely fun. So.
Well, it's IDA represent there.
Yeah, and we were all IDA, so that was cool too, was to be all there for that. And Prentice did a class as well on doing that, because that's one of the things he always talks about is express services and stuff for car washes. And
because a lot of detailers get the idea that, well, if you're not making a car perfect every time you detail, then you're not really a detailer, and that's not true.
No, and like we've always said, there are customers that just they want their car clean. It doesn't matter if it's scratched. They'll go to a detailer once a year and have the scratches taken out.
Yeah.
But during the rest of the year, they're going to wash their car 100 times. They don't care, 300 times or however many. It's clean. That's all they care about. They're keeping it clean. So there is a definite It's a very weird disconnect. And we were talking about that in our meeting. We are so into premium microfiber that it is funny to...
What was the most popular towel at the booth?
So the car wash towel and the Edgeless 245 were our most popular towels.
Which, by all means, those are good towels, but those are not like, whoa, light your hair on fire, amazing, wow, crazy towels.
But full-service car washes like them because they use them to dry with.
Yeah.
And then we have our, the 245s they were looking at. A lot of them liked it for just having a towel in there for cleaning wheels or whatever. The full-service guys really got it. There's a new towel exchange program a lot of the guys were talking about where they give a customer a towel and then they bring it back, and they were looking for unique colors.
That makes
that
it
kind
a
of thing.
easier.
So that way they knew that it was their towel and stuff like that. So we did talk to some guys about that. So that was fun. But anyway, we had some fun. We ate some dinner. We ate went to In-N-Out Burger twice while we were down there.
Anthony and I'll just be
we went to
sad in the corner.
So if you guys remember the last podcast we were joking about how Jeff will want to go to Famous Dave's.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
Famous Dave's.
Nice.
I sent them a picture when we were down there, but it was great. Your dad goes, where was that place we went to last year that had such a good and I was like, Famous Dave's? We went there twice.
Too,
we have that here. It's literally 10 minutes away. It's
I did say that, and then I did tell him, and he's like, yeah, but I just really liked it. So we went back, and it was good. We had a good meal. It was great. I almost got your manhandler. But
wow, when you say it like that.
Yeah. They got a burger called the manhandler. You ate twice.
Yeah.
While we were there.
It was so good.
Dane got manhandled a couple times at Famous Days.
I looked at it and I was like, I don't know how you ate it twice. There's no way I could have eaten that burger.
Well, I mean, have you seen me?
I'm just saying, I don't know how you made it through the week eating that thing twice. It's hot links.
I subsisted off that.
What was it?
Hot
links and hot sauce, or hot sauce and some other stuff.
There's hot pickles, jalapeno pickles.
Jalapeno pickles and hot links on top of a hamburger.
I like spicy.
Dane's like a bear. He's down to hibernation for days after eating a large meal.
Yeah, it was.
True.
It was
I like
impressive.
Indian food too. So.
Yeah, but we did. So we went downtown and walked around, me and your dad, and stopped and got some food somewhere. And
so you didn't just do like a crazy
No, I kept
jogging
tricking him.
tour?
I kept thinking he wanted to go on a jogging tour, and but we took the monorail.
Oh.
So fun fact, we actually parked in the convention center parking lot, right up front, left the truck there. Got tickets, hopped on the monorail, and rode it down to the MGM Grand, and then just walked a couple ways, and then we went down to the Venetian, and then back, or just back.
It sounds
to
like a
Harrah's.
much more low-key, easygoing sort of affair compared to what SEMA was like. Oh man,
no, it was good. And then we got ice cream at Harrah's. We went to Ben & Jerry's, and then
you would get ice cream.
Yeah, it was good. But what was cool is we had dinner, and the Las Vegas has the Golden Knights, their hockey team. It's the inaugural season. It's the playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
Okay.
For the Western Division, and that was who they were. It was them versus San Jose, and they were on game 2, and it was tied. And the whole city was going crazy. Every single bar and restaurant, the TVs were on for the game. Yeah. Everybody's walking around wearing Golden Knights shirts. I mean, it was fun to be in the city for that. They lost the game.
Still had some energy.
They came back. They scored a goal, but then the goal was overturned in overtime, and so they went into second overtime. And it was a crazy, one of those wild games. But it was just fun to be in the city while that was happening. So we got back last night, and I'm tired still.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't stay out late. We went to bed normal time and stayed at the house.
We just kind of road tripped it there and back. So
what'd you guys do? A whole lot of nothing.
What did you do, Anthony? Because
you did it. You came in and you said your weekend just disappeared. You had a new yo-yo, though.
I picked up a new Duncan yo-yo. It's pretty nice. So last week, what I ended up doing during the week after you guys actually left, it was Thursday night. I installed all new lighting in my garage. So I have new lighting now, which is amazing. So I have 3 8-footers is what I have spread out throughout the garage with 4800K lights, and it's amazing. It's like,
you want to go 65s?
Well, so I have 65s on my wall, right?
Turning which are a little
bit more blue. And I do like the way those look, right? And that's what I had on my light wall that I built from those Amazon lights. And I really, really like those. But I do like just the warm glow of I guess I want to be in my garage for longer when I see that warm glow versus that
the
colder glow. It's not that it's harsh. It's just that I don't know how to describe it. It's just
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He wants to
because
live
I'm that
more
weirdo
in
too.
It's like a weird comfort feeling when I turn on the garage and I can say I could stand in front of my tool chest and organize some tools for an hour and not be not feel like I have to leave.
Yeah.
So I still have my light wall. I'm not sure what I want to do with that because I don't really need it anymore since I have so much light.
Maybe do 3 on one side, 3 on the other. That's what I'm going to do in the new garage.
Might do that, or I might actually above my garage door, right? You know that void above your garage door. I might hang some up there and have them pointed out at me.
That's a good idea.
I might do that just because they're out of the way, but I'll see what happens. And worst case scenario, give them to you or something. Who knows?
No, I need more lights.
But I ended up doing that, and then Saturday I did a lot, man. I did my grocery shopping. I went on a motorcycle ride. Went up to Idaho City. Went and got some.
It was good weather.
It was really nice weather. So went up and got a nice big burger at Trudy's Kitchen up in Idaho City, which is always fun. And then after that, I ended up not detailing. I ended up doing just a quick wash and wax on the girlfriend's Elantra using
fiance.
Oh my gosh, I keep saying that. Well, she actually, so check this out.
She's still calling you her boyfriend?
One of her little diamonds on her ring actually fell out. So she had to take her ring in. So she's got demoted back to girlfriend because she doesn't have a ring
took it
on.
off. That's the rule, right?
So I did a wash and wax using O&R wash and wax and cleaned up her Elantra. Elantra looks good, but it's one of those things where it was a black car. I did it in the middle of the day, direct sunlight, and it was kind of a struggle to keep the car wet because when we have sun here in Idaho, the sun's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I did a pre-spray with IK Multi around one side, walked around the other side, and by the time I was back, it was already dried. I was like, man, I'm not used.
In my garage, I'd have to do half the car.
Yeah, and I did it outside of the garage because I was doing a bunch of organization. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it outside. Whatever. I can do a wash outside just as fast, and really it actually took me a little while to do. So ended up doing that. Then on Sunday, did more, house stuff, went to Costco, did, I don't know, I'll probably think of whatever else I did. I know there were some other cool things that I did. Oh, I went and saw a movie.
Nice.
What movie did I see? I saw Blockers is what I saw.
Oh, you didn't go see Infinity War?
That's what everybody says, right?
I'm saving that for next week.
I'm doing that on Wednesday.
So the Majestic Theater I went to, they sold out of Infinity War in both theaters, right? Yeah. And I was like, crap.
Did he just say?
He did.
Okay. Anyway, keep going.
What did it say?
Nothing.
No.
Just
Infinity War sold out?
Yeah.
In both theaters?
Yeah.
Is that not something?
No, you said it right.
People will pick up on it in the audio. Just the theater.
Theaters.
In the theaters, yeah.
In the theaters.
Yeah.
I've always said theaters. You
said theaters.
Fight me. I said theaters?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
That's what
we're making a thing out of this when they're really.
Anyways,
continue.
So I'm going to take my wife to the theater on Wednesday.
I also took my dog to the canal. So.
Oh, okay.
The canal. Fight me on these words.
So I say crick instead of creek. So there's a creek I've got a crick in my neck is fine. We're going to go down to the crick and play in the water.
How do you clean your hands? What do you call it when you clean your hands?
I wash them.
Okay, you don't wash them.
I don't
wash them.
I don't wash. I wash. And I still say crick, like Edna Crick, Grimes Crick, name the places as a crick. Mm-hmm. But when I have a creek in my floorboards, I say creek.
Yeah.
Did you hear that creek? I don't say crick. But my wife gets really pissed and is like, it's creek. You do not say crick.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on, guys.
Okay.
So I ended up seeing Blockers.
Anthony says theater.
Funny movie. You should go see it. It's pretty funny. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's I didn't think I'd like a John Cena movie, but I liked a John Cena movie. Sue me. So I do
want to fight and get sued.
I do.
Hey, it's really
going on, man.
This guy.
No, I don't know what's going on, guys. It's feeling very aggressive.
It's all that Cena is what it is.
Because he cut his hair.
That makes sense. It is a Cena.
Just too much testosterone.
So, because he got a new yo-yo today.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Blockers was good. And I do want to go see Infinity War. Though. That's something I do want to go see because I keep seeing all these posts on Facebook. People saying, "Oh my God, the ending! Oh my!" I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand.
No, I'm excited.
So
I know comics enough to know I have a hunch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna have to go see that. But Dane, what did you end up doing on this fun weekend?
I actually worked here.
The whole weekend?
Not the whole weekend. I actually came here and finished up the Wash Wednesday.
Nice.
The Rupas Wash Wednesday.
Nice.
So that'll be
Ooh.
coming out this Wednesday.
That's something.
Even better.
That's a thing
something.
this
So
Wednesday.
that's why I waited till the end, because I was like, man, I got a little something for you guys. So yeah, we got Wash
that'll be
Wednesday
good.
coming out
You
this
guys will
Wednesday.
like that one.
Because everybody wants one.
Yep.
So, and funny enough, I've got like 3-4 more Wash Wednesdays on back order that are just waiting to be.
You'll see Dane in the
edited.
next 7
It's
months.
It's coming.
Yeah, that's what I got going. So this next one I'm doing is pretty cool. I think you guys will like it. It's very different from the other stuff we've got.
Yeah.
But I'm ignoring your ringtone.
That was my phone ringing through.
But no, it's really cool. And this particular one, the Rupas one, we shot it while we were in Colorado, and it's Dylan's Chevy Silverado Z71.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a nice look at a nice truck. You get to go around it, and the big selling point at this Wash Wednesday.
You gonna tell him the selling point?
I'm gonna tell them, because then they're gonna want to watch it.
All
So
right,
the
fine.
idea is to tell your
Tell
friends, if you've never seen the Wash Bay at Rupas USA.
Oh, it's a magical place
we had
where
ourselves
dreams are made.
a Wash Bay Wednesday.
We
Is
did,
that it? Yeah.
yeah.
So Wash Bay Wednesday.
It was
is
spelled
coming this Wednesday.
WASHBAE.
Wash Bay.
Because you just love it so much.
I do love
All
that
right.
place.
Well, at any rate, so I'm not giving away what the other Wash Wednesdays we got coming are, but that's a good one.
Yep.
And we also shot one this last week too.
Yeah, you
We
guys
did.
got to shoot one using some new products that we now
Yep.
carry,
Yep.
which is pretty dope.
Are we talking about those?
Well, let me
Yeah,
just put it
well-
this way. They're not on the site yet. We are going to tease it.
Yes.
I'm gonna tease it.
You've
Oh,
seen us
man.
use them on Instagram.
You've seen us use them on Instagram. They are not live on the site yet. We promise. As soon as they do, we will go live on Facebook and let you guys know so you can pick them up and buy them.
Yep.
But we are carrying PNS Double Black, Pearl, and Bead Maker,
Yep.
and the Inspiration Coating, and their Coating Prep Spray, and Terminator, their enzyme carpet remover, or carpet stain remover. So, some killer products.
Yeah.
I mean,
Specifically
if you guys
targeted
haven't,
to
if
solve
you haven't
problems.
ever used Bead Maker,
Life changer.
it's
so fun.
just something so amazing about
and
that
it
product.
smells so good.
It smells good, feels good,
It's one of those things.
looks good.
I mean, to where you guys have to like believe us. Like we try so many different products. We use so many different things.
Anthony,
and so,
stop shilling. Oh my God.
I'm just saying that we wouldn't carry this unless we really wanted to
Yeah,
carry it.
basically, that's how it is.
That's how it is. We wouldn't carry it.
We
like,
only carry the stuff we like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of we're kind of I don't know jerks that way.
We're kind of snobs.
We're picky.
We're jerks. We're
I don't
snobs.
know. It,
Well,
But
just
it's
own it.
No, but it's like, we carry the stuff we like and that works for us.
yeah,
And Bead Maker is unbelievable. It's so cool and so much fun to use and just so nice.
and it does what it says it does.
Which,
It makes
in this day and
beads.
age, that's
that's
what you want.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. But
a
then
product that tells you the
Pearl
truth.
soap is just a phenomenal soap.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are wondering why we're picking a soap, everybody thinks we're rinseless guys. We like rinseless. That's how we are.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact.
Yeah.
Bead Maker can be turned into a rinseless wash.
The Pearl can
How's
be
that
turned into
possible?
Or Pearl, not
yeah.
Bead Maker. Pearl can become a rinseless wash.
Yeah.
Its dilution ratio is 121 to 1. And you could probably mix it down to 256 to 1, but 121 to 1 we've found works really well.
Yep.
And
128 to 1.
128 to 1.
Yep. So it's 1 ounce per 1 gallon.
1 ounce per gallon.
Yep.
And it's phenomenal. So not only do you get a car wash soap that you can use as a car wash, normal bucket, soap, whatever, you get a soap that you can put in a foam can,
Yep.
and then you can also make a rinseless out of it,
Yeah.
which is pretty rad. And so it's that triple threat that
Yeah.
makes it kind of a fun reason we carry it.
It's totally a triple threat pack, and in terms of how everything feels and how everything comes along when you're using it with towels that we like, and and using it with I guess Bead Maker, as well.
Yeah, Bead Maker is a finisher.
It all works out so well because Pearl is a pH balanced soap. but it's really slick. So
super
it's
slippery.
It's super slippery, but it's not some clumpy soap. I mean, when it's liquidy. You shake
it's a
it up.
very liquid.
I was going to say the whole Suds foam situation, if you're looking for like massive crazy foam, go more towards like the Optimum car soap and stuff we've got. But if you're looking for the really good soap to use in your bucket,
good cleaner.
And
it's
as like
clean.
something you can foam, it's like a cleaner. It's a little bit, it's slick, but it's a good one you can throw in your bucket and use as the wash part of it, or as a rinseless. I mean, that's a killer feature to be able to swap like that on the fly.
Maybe you feel like you want to do a soap and water wash, you just have that.
Because other,
or maybe you got to
do that.
Go quick and just do a rinseless. You just do it that way. You mix it the same way. It's pretty awesome stuff. So we're excited to have those. We're working basically, you guys, if you're wondering, we do have to create listings. We have to take photos of the products. We inventory the products. We get them in. And then once they're ready to go and they're live, they're ready to rock, then we put them live on our website so you guys can purchase them. But a lot of it is still, we've got employees. We have to train packing staff that need to know what the product is and where they're going to grab it, where we stock it, and all that kind of stuff. So just bear with us. We got them in on Friday.
Yeah.
And
just a lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts. So we're hoping we should have them back later, to have them out either the end of this week or first thing next week.
Are you smiling?
I'm just smiling because there's actually this part in that Blockers movie I was telling you about where this limo driver goes and he says he wants to pull like a Starsky and Hutch, right, where he jumps and slides across like the hood of his limo, right? Or is that who it is? Starsky and Hutch? I think
Dukes and Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. So what am I thinking? So
I'm sure Starsky and Hutch.
So it's funny. So there's a scene where he's actually like polishing up the hood of his limo because he just got done doing one of those sliding things. So he's with a microfiber towel cleaning it off. And I was just thinking, that's exactly what Bead Maker is. It's so slick and smooth. It's so that you could pull a Dukes of Hazzard if you wanted to.
It's crazy slippery. Like. It's one of those things that like it blows me away how slippery it makes that surface and also how hard it makes the surface. It's hard to
has a curing time of 9 hours.
Yeah, it's very difficult to explain, but it actually makes the clear coat feel harder.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Dave Phillips, who's the chemist who made it, and we'll get him on
the podcast.
We'll have him on like a detox cast. He can kind of explain a little more. We'll
explain
what's going on.
We'll explain Bead Maker in depth, and also how it works with Inspiration, their coating. It's a wild product, and we're excited to have it.
The two together are so wicked. I don't know how else to describe it. They're just.
We've been testing them for a long time on those hoods and stuff too.
Good.
Like this isn't as recent as it feels.
We brought people in to touch
while.
the hoods and go like, try this, and we spray it, and they're like, what the.
Yeah. They didn't know what it was, but I want it.
Yeah.
And we're doing this in comparison to other major coatings that we have, because we'll have these hoods and we'll do coatings on certain sections and we'll say, okay, well, which one do you think feels the best? And 100% of them go towards that Inspiration and Bead Maker coating.
The combination.
We're like, it's like. It's like flies, going to one of those like blue lights, where they or.
But when you're running your hand across the hood and you're like, that's pretty smooth, that's cool, and all of a sudden, whoa, what's that?
It's wicked. So I'm excited to have it. I'm also super excited because this is one of the many new parts that get to go on the Elantra. So those of you that know,
how aggressive.
I rear-ended somebody.
He high-performanced his way right into the back of another car.
Right into the back of an Altima. But this I like because I found it and it doesn't have the chrome that normally comes on the side of here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of unique because I painted mine black. Well, this is already black, so I don't have to worry.
Problem solved.
I ordered a front bumper, should be in a couple days, and then ordered a new hood and a chrome piece. So I got the grill and the chrome.
But you didn't want to
get an emblem
too obvious. You want to keep it a sleeper. You want
to
surprise
and I'll
people.
probably wrap the. I'll wrap the chrome in black so it's not too blingy.
You can plasti dip it. Isn't yours plasti dip right now?
It's plasti dip right now, so I'll just wrap it in black vinyl because it's already off
more
the
like
car.
classy dip, am I right?
Oh, snap. Yeah. Maybe I'll get some carbon fiber wrap, put it on there.
Yeah. Well, I think the Elantra's going to be looking better than ever, and I can't wait till you drill out those hood ducts, those hood vents.
He's literally just going to get like those floor grates you get for the vents for like your home system.
No,
and
take
just
the hood down and get it louvered.
We need to get one of those like duck-billed trunk spoilers, you know what I mean, that flip up.
I'm looking at those.
Those will look pretty cool.
I think it would look pretty
Like
great
Tyler
on the back.
3.
Well, yeah, but then
That's a whale tail. That's a different one.
I
but
think
That's a
ducktail
pretty big ducktail.
like those type of louver vents on the hood like they have on the Civic Type R, and so like on both sides.
So I told you I found a carbon fiber hood for the 06 Elantra, $800.
Yeah, dang.
I was I said
little
no
pricier,
thanks. I'm
yeah.
not gonna pay for that. So
Yeah.
just bought a regular steel hood, but yeah, we could put some
Take the hood off
get
altogether.
some of
Weight
those,
savings,
you know.
bro.
So I was
The M3 duck bill
I
is
was
really high.
So I was a Jeeper, and so I used to have, I'd see all the Jeep stuff. They make these very long, vertical air vents that you rev it into your hood.
Oh, really?
For letting it, we could do that down the sides of the
Yeah.
hood.
It's a
Yeah,
thought.
They make panels for the center of the hood. Very
I'm
industrial.
wondering how
look.
that would look.
We just
I'm
gotta
sure
keep-
my wife would not be very
we just
happy
got to
at
keep
all.
the heat down, basically. You know what I mean? In the Elantra, because high compression. It's building a lot of heat in
She
there.
would tell you she wouldn't be caught dead in that thing.
Oh
It's
yeah,
probably,
she would be like, why did you do that? Why didn't you just fix it like the way it was supposed to be?
Well, then the
Honey, you're
diffuser on the
selling that
back
car
is
right
the
now.
last bit
The
of the piece.
diffuser, I'll order one of those it's got to match. See, then I'll have
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
grill in the front and the diffuser under the bumper in the back. It'll look all
Yeah.
right.
Elantra 2.0 coming your guys'
Oh,
way.
look out. I was on the phone with my buddy getting some struts ordered.
From a Tiburon, right? You want to?
man.
I was asking him questions because, I do a little research, talking about some Tibby struts.
You're lowered on your blown struts right now.
Yeah, well, no, I am lowered. I'm already, I've got lowering springs on it, but then the struts are pretty much gone.
When you say lowering springs, do you mean actual lowering springs,
Yeah,
or did you cut
no,
them?
they're H&R.
Okay,
They're
okay.
high performance lowering spring.
I'm just making sure some people,
also got a
they
strut tower bar.
gotta be baller on
It's
a
got
budget.
a-
They got a high performance,
strut
but cut
brace.
corners.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't cheap out. So,
No.
anyways, moving on to the car talk though. As far as what we
Yes.
have
Hey,
for
but that's
upcoming videos. So last week we shot the last few shots of the Volvo used car
Decontamination.
Right,
So,
we're not done with it. There's still a few more video stuff.
We had to get it done.
So, yeah.
To get one part done before I left. So now that it's fully decontaminated, like we said, we've still got the engine bay to do. We can start on the paint correction and then make our way into the interior if we want. We can also coat it. We can do lots of stuff. We got Dr. Color Chip. We got a bunch of things.
Got a lot of good solutions,
on
and
it,
we
but-
figured it made sense to do the engine bay detail and stuff separately because a lot of people are often looking for that as a subject on its own and not necessarily part of like a bigger thing. If you want to see the rest, you can, but if you're just looking for that specific thing, that should be able to cover that base for you. So because we don't have a video like that right now.
No.
It just makes sense. We should have one. So yeah, I think that's important because we get requests all the time. And by the way, guys, if you're thinking about telling us what you want to see in a video, send us messages, emails, any one of those things. We take that stuff into account and we actually use it when we're kind of brainstorming what we're going to be doing. So we welcome all suggestions.
Yeah, because it's summertime and this is like the time where we really like to get a lot of stuff in the books as far as filming
we finally
goes.
have good weather.
Yeah, because last year we ended up shooting. We had detox that lasted us from May all the way until December, I believe. We shot so much. We had so many in the backlog, and that's the same thing we want to do with product videos and demos and all sorts of stuff because the weather's nice. And it's funny though because for that Wash Wednesday we were shooting last week, it hit 85 degrees, but we're not used to the 85 degree weather yet.
It was 38 this morning.
Yeah,
and it's a high of 62. So
we had this huge 20-degree jump. And we were out there. You can see me on the camera. I'm sweating. I'm dripping in sweat. Our friend there, our guest, was also
you're not acclimated yet.
And so, and I remember in the video we're sitting there complaining, like, "Gosh, guys, it's so hot right now." And I'm thinking,
and it was a black car.
There's gonna be people watching down in Texas looking like you pansies,
bunch of Norsemen, a bunch of pussies.
Can't wash a car.
Frankly, part of it is just okay, we have the dry heat and all that stuff. That particular day, though, it felt like the sun was just a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Like the heat, the temperature may have looked one way on paper, but the way it felt was vastly different than an 85 some other place.
It's just, I don't know, it's just Idaho. It's just I'm sure it's the same in Colorado and other states.
Yeah, I know they're rolling their eyes at us from Denver.
I'm sure in
I'm
sure in other states it's the same, but we're still a high desert, so it just feels different.
Yeah.
We were in Vegas and it was 85 and it was 93 and I was like, it's not too bad. Like there was a wind, there was a nice breeze, but when the sun hits you, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, you don't really get that as much here.
Yeah, and it was funny because the black car, after we did wash it, right, looked amazing. I mean, it looked absolutely awesome because we did use the new products on it.
It did look really
and
good.
it looked really, really good. Then we went out and drove it, and we happened to hit a couple different. I guess there was construction going on, and we're driving, and on Wash Wednesdays we do some. We keep it at the speed limit, but we do some spirited driving. Like, we like to push the cars. There happened to be an area where some road construction was being done, and it went to a whole dirt for a couple seconds, and we passed through this dirt area, and the whole car was covered in
the dust
in
was
dirt.
really thick, and it laid on, and it stayed put.
It didn't
well,
help.
At least you didn't go through the tar pile that I went through last
we
week
did
in
not
my
do
car.
that. Yeah.
Where I was driving through the Elantra, and I was like,
the whole car looked
heck?
like this.
The whole my sides are just covered in tar. The windshield has tar. I was like, because the car in front of me, and someone had literally maybe a few minutes before, the tar truck had come through to spray tar on all the old white letters on the road and stuff, and I was just following a truck behind it, and it was just spitting black tar all over.
That reminds me of when Bart Cepek, our photographer, right when he was actually getting settled in the studio, I remember he pulled up to our front doors, and he's like, guys, I hit a whole a whole gallon of paint, on the road, and it splattered all over the front of my car.
Yeah.
We're like, what? We run out there. Yeah, he had white paint speckles everywhere, all over the front of his car and his headlights, all of that.
It was snowing or raining or something.
It was raining. It was raining. It was cold out there. We didn't want to be. It was so cold. We didn't want to be out there. And so I remember we're out there. We pull out clay towels, and it was still so soon. It happened so recently that we were able to just start.
And it was wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
outside.
We had a little bit of quick detail, and we were just claying all this paint off there, and it worked. And it looked pretty good.
And I'm still pretty sure the only reason that worked is because it was still so fresh.
It was cold too. It hadn't dried yet.
It's probably not going to work for you if it's like been on there for 2 years and you're like, oh, I'm just finally getting around to it.
Right.
Here we go. No.
Yeah. And that's a big thing too. So I mean, with summer being here, they're going to be doing a lot of painting on the roads. All those little lines they do on the roads, they're going to be painting those.
Chip seal time.
Chip seal.
I posted it on my Instagram tar. If you didn't get a chance to look at it.
They're painting houses. I mean, they're painting buildings everywhere. I mean, this is where all the painting and stuff goes. So there's a lot of contamination that will just happen. So if you do happen to run over a puddle or happen to get overspray, or if you park next to a building that has a wind gust that's getting sprayed and it hits you, better get off sooner
than later. So for you
detailers,
get ready. It's a great season of detailing coming up.
It is.
Depending on where you're at, it could be real busy.
It absolutely is. And so so we got that going on. But another thing we wanted to talk about is I was talking to Carolyn, I was talking to Jeff. Here pretty soon, we're thinking in the next month, maybe 2 months, we are going to be hosting a wash clinic here at the Rag Company. Mm-hmm. And so like our other clinics we've had, they've been more on a professional level. Like we've had our KXK wet sanding clinic. Yep. We're having a Rupus clinic here at the beginning of June. What we want to do is we want to cover a more foundation starting point for people that are local and maybe for people in the surrounding states that just want to get a better grasp on car washing. And I know that sounds really simple, but it's crazy how many people request that we host a car washing clinic because they just don't know where to start.
Well, and there's so much information out there. There's so many guys that are posting videos.
Rinseless,
we're the same way. We do. What's
constant.
I don't know what a waterless wash is. I don't
There's
know
so
what
much
a rinseless
noise.
wash
They're
is.
looking for some clarity.
Yeah, I don't know what a soap and what's a 2 bucket. What's a 3 bucket?
Yep.
I just use 1 bucket. What's a grit guard? What's a what's a foam cannon for that matter? There are a lot of guys that just. It's a hose in a 1 bucket and nothing else. And
wait, so you're telling me if there's dirt in a bucket and I dip this in there and I put it back on there, I'm putting the dirt back on the car?
Well, not if you're good at washing your car.
Well, see, that's why you got to go to the clinic.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially try to get like 4 vehicles, whether they are customer cars or whether they are cars if we have to go rent some cars or figure something out. Maybe it could be our cars.
We're gonna have
car. We're gonna have 2 cars.
Really dirty car.
Yeah. We'll have 2 cars in the studio, maybe 1 car inside the actual like studio portion where our flooring is, and 1 maybe on the concrete section. And we're gonna do rinseless wash inside and a waterless wash inside. So we're gonna have products like OptiClean in there. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have no rinse inside there, and then outside is where we're gonna make a mess. We're gonna pull out our IK foam sprayers. We're gonna pull out the actual foam cannon with the pressure washer, and we're gonna let people just have a heyday, and it's gonna be here's products, here's everything. Use it just like you would like when we had our KXK clinic where everybody just surrounded a hood and started playing. Yeah. That's exactly what it's going to be. But me and Levi will give a presentation talking about our favorite wash methods, how to get started, the right products to choose, the right towels to choose, and just cover the more foundation of things. Because it's funny how many people, we'll teach them about more advanced techniques, but then they'll kind of come back to, the beginning techniques and say, well,
core stuff.
They'll know how to correct paint, right? But then they'll get so wrapped in this, I guess they'll go down this rabbit hole of just washing the car first. And they say, well, what do you think is best? I'm like, well, it doesn't matter to you.
You just have to get the panel clean.
Yeah, you just get the panel clean. And I'm like, you're already so advanced. You already know how to polish. You already know how to do this. And they're like, well, but what's your preferred wash method? And I'm like,
well, that's different than best because best is always subjective. So let's find a way that works for you.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm always going to be trying and testing things. Yeah. So for me, I'm trying to damage my car.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time I wash it.
Poor Elantra. Yeah.
Not the Elantra, but the Camry.
Oh, the Camry. Okay.
Oh, the nicer car.
He's like, I've never damaged the Elantra.
Why would I do that?
I'm going to do it to my wife's car instead.
Yeah. It's perfect.
No, but my Camry has a very bright red paint. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very photogenic paint. You can see really great with the reflections in it. Where the Elantra is silver, so it's a little harder to see if there is any damage. So the red, and that was the same reason I had a black van, was it was very noticeable. And so I like being able to, one, test products on it. I like to test coatings. I like to test polishes. I like to test, pads and different techniques on it. So for me, I'm always going to be playing around with it. Like that car's job is to never be perfect, but it's going to have 90% better paint than anybody else. Because it's me that's working on it, and it's me that's doing the different
whoa, the camera just took
it's the X-Files now. Nice. Before I left for Vegas that night, I was washing my car in the dark outside in the driveway for my wife before I left. I had my multi-match 2 turned on and just lit up the back of the car, and I just did a quick O&R wash on it for her because it was it was dirty.
Yeah.
Hadn't been washed well. And I did it quick and fast, did a quick hyper seal on top of it, and that was it. Yeah. And then I left. And so, and it was pitch black. It was 11 o'clock at night and dark. And some people were like, why would you wash a car at that? I couldn't pull my car in the garage. I got so much stuff in the garage because we're moving. So I did it in the alley with just a spotlight on it.
Sketchy.
So it's, but I washed it and I know how to wash a car. So I got the technique, and a lot of it is just wanting to teach customers the right techniques so that you can wash your car the right way and the safe way and effective way.
There's a lot of options and ways to do it safely and successfully. It's just, there's certain things you don't want to do that'll cause an issue. But as long as you can, manage those parts of it, how you do it is up to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people
come up for that.
A lot of people are going to learn from that. And I mean, this is an open invitation to if detailers want to come by and learn. I mean, help or just hang out. If other hobbyists want to come out and just hang out, but I think it'll be really cool. I think it'll be informative, and I think it'll kind of bring things back to square one. In terms of just cleaning the car and making sure it's clean. And we're not going to just do a wash. I mean, we'll also show you maybe quick little tricks that you can do using drying aids or using.
That's one thing a lot of people seem to not know. So I just got a phone with my buddy, and he told me, he goes, I just bought you're going to hate me, but I just bought a whole bunch of Costco towels. And I said, why? And he goes, because I thought your towels were expensive.
What?
Yeah. And I said, how much would you pay for a case? And he explained, he's like, I just got on Costco.com, da-da-da-da-da. And I said, if you would have just come in, I could have gotten you a case for the same price of the same type of towel, but ours is better.
Yeah.
Because it's a higher grade of microfiber. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll buy it if you got someone that wants. So if anybody out there is looking to buy a case of Costco microfibers, email me and I'll give you my buddy's number. But it's it's just one of those things that a lot of people still don't know. And so teaching about drying aids, he's one of those. Started explaining, no, you got to use this. He was like, what? I've never done that in my life. He used to use a quick detail spray when he'd go to a car show.
Yeah.
He never used it after he got done.
People use quick detail sprays on their own, which is fine too. But I mean,
on a dirty car.
But he didn't use it as a drying aid. He never used it after washing a car. Like, he never finished wiping his car down with the drying aid. He didn't
used
know.
it like a car wash?
No, he would wash the car, soap and water, dry it off, and then it was done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't ever, but then he had quick detail spray. He'd drive somewhere, and then he'd wipe the car down or go to the car show or whatever with it and wipe it down there.
Yeah.
But just normal care, like, because he pulls all his cars out, washes them every Saturday or Sunday, and then pulls them all back into his garage, right?
So he's got a ritual.
He's got a lot of vehicles and a lot of, but he never used a drying aid that way.
Yeah.
And once I explained it to him, he's like, oh, yeah, I tried that. Works great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So teaching people that, or maybe teaching people doing like a rinseless a foam method, if you want to do that with our new PNS Pearl. So you can do that and then follow up with bead maker, which is
that's a 1-2 punch, man.
Yeah,
you guys have to try it. If you haven't tried it yet, it's just amazing.
You're missing out.
Yeah. We promise we're gonna get it up fast enough so that you guys can get some in your hands and play with it. Cause
we just didn't want to bring it up too much sooner, because then you guys would have to wait.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to wait, and hopefully we'll sell out of everything. That'll
Probably.
be good.
Hopefully, I'm sure we will. So we're looking forward to that. That's something to, I don't have a date yet, but that's something to look forward to in the upcoming months. We'll keep you posted, because we'll have to build out the event, invite local people, and then just have enough time to build local interest as well, because we want it to be a big turnout, preferably. And
and it goes back to us always wanting to be the
educator
nexus and educator of car care for Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Well, because at our wet sanding clinic, there was a guy there. His name's Steve, and he said that he loved, the wet sanding clinic. He thought it was super informative, but he has this really cool FRS, this wide body FRS that's supercharged. The thing's like, it's wicked. It's a true rocket bunny kit. It's a beast. It's a pretty nuts looking car.
He doesn't skimp on his cars.
No, not at all. And he grabbed me. He's like, hey, I think all this is really cool and really interesting, but what do you think's the best way to wash a car? And I'm like, why are you asking me this? You're at a wet sanding clinic. You should know the best way to wash a car. But he's like, no, I just started getting into this and I want to learn more. I don't think I'm doing it right. I know this is the first clinic you have, and I will come to more clinics. And I just want to come out and learn cool different ways to do it and try out product. And he's one of those guys that's willing to buy anything.
And he's got some gorgeous cars.
Oh yeah.
And so I know he wants to take care of them.
And that's what I told him. I said it's it's tapping into the local market here as well, which is also kind of hard. I don't want to say that people in Idaho, specifically car people, don't care about their cars. They do. They just don't know the right way to care for their cars. Yeah. Like they definitely like washing them, but they go to the wash bays with the brushes.
Go back to every Wash Wednesday you've ever done.
Yeah.
And the question you first ask them,
how do you wash your car?
Yeah. And usually they're like, I just kind of do this way.
Yeah. I have a bucket with soap and a sponge, or I take it to a car wash, or I
never washed it by myself before. I've never done this. I've never done that.
Well, it kind of goes back to the whole you don't know what you don't know kind of thing, because there's a lot of information out there that a lot of people, unless they're into detailing or that kind of stuff,
it's got to be your
never
niche or your hobby.
crosses them, not even in their periphery. It's just kind of like, I take it to the car wash, and that's that. Is there something wrong with that? And it's like, well, you talk about that, but I mean that's usually like an indicator of intelligence in someone, is their willingness to accept that there is a lot out there that they don't know, but the willingness to actually look for the answers and to put in, thoughtfulness and be, researching stuff and things like that. That goes a long way towards, opening yourself up to this stuff. But I'm just going off on a tangent at this point.
No, but you're right.
But no, it's just you don't know what you don't know. So
So all right. So the goal is teach people. That's it. Get local people with cool cars into
detailers in your guys' area. That's something to do on a Saturday. For those of you that are, have your own shop running that, summer's coming. Host a wash clinic in your detail shop.
Yeah,
send out to your customers. Get 10 customers in your shop, or 5 of them, and just wash a car together and show them how to do stuff. Because a lot of those customers, if you can teach them how to take care of their car, 2 things are going to happen. They're going to take care of their car, and they're going to start noticing more things wrong with their car. So therefore, it's going to bring more business to you.
Yep.
Or they're going to look at it.
So shady.
Yeah. Or they're going to look at it, and they're going to go like, oh man, I don't have time for this. I'm just going to let them keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And either way, all it's going to do is it's going to help your customers. So many people are like, I don't want to help teach my customer because then they're going to do it themselves. Well,
oh no,
it's not how it's going to happen. Like there's always, everybody has a level of DIY. Everybody has a level of what they want to fix on their own. What is something that you will always fix on your own no matter what?
Say, for example, okay, so like the grate for my HVAC in my house, just a big old vent on the ceiling.
You change your filter.
I don't need to hire a guy to come and remove that just to clean it out a bit. I can go do that myself and get that taken care of. I know how to operate a screwdriver. Thank you.
You hung lights in your garage this weekend.
Yes, which
it was hard.
Which I almost.
Well,
you had a few incidents before.
Well, I had a few incidents before, but this time, dude, I put 3 in every single stud. I put 3 screws on the light, so I think I have a total of 18 screws inside studs. I don't think those lights are coming down. But one thing I will always do, I will always change my oil.
Yeah,
I'm an oil changer, man. I just that's what I do.
Yeah.
I change my oil.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a mixture of all those. My dad taught me how to do a lot of stuff, and I've got friends who do a lot of stuff, and so I usually call them, and I'm very mechanical, so it's not hard for me to figure it out. Yeah. But it's whether or not I have the time to do it.
Yeah.
And so there are things like I can paint my whole house. That's not a problem.
Should I?
I've painted houses before. It's not a problem. The thing I look at is, would I rather have it done in 2 days or would I rather have it done in 4 weeks? For something like that, 2 days is 2-3 days much faster and easier to just pay for someone to do it. Yeah. But I got to change a toilet out. I can swap a toilet. I got to change a sink out. I can swap a sink. Water heater. I could do a water heater. Do I need to? No, I'll pay somebody to come swap out a water heater. There's certain, it goes back to that. So it goes right back to teaching someone in a wash clinic. Here's how you wash a car. This is what we're going to try and do. This is why we don't want to get these kind of swirls. Whoa. You show a customer your swirls. They
get hung up on the price. They don't stop to think about the efficiency of it and what your time is really worth. Once you figure that out, you can kind of better
they look at it. We have customers that come in the store.
Well, there certainly are people who do.
And they buy they're like, I'm going to pay to buy all this. I want to correct my car, and this is what I want. And we're totally fine.
Yeah.
But you know what, folks? They're going to spend about $300 in product, in towels, in product, in a polisher, in vacuum plates, in pads. Everything to even just get started. And that's on a budget.
Yeah.
And so realistically, it's cheaper just to pay a detailer.
Pay someone else who's got all that stuff already. They can know how to do it.
They can do it that same day or the next day for you.
Yeah.
You know? But there's always going to be a level of DIY that you either foster, and if you foster it, they're still going to call you or they're going to refer their friends. They're still going to schedule an appointment. And for me, that's what it was about. I wanted my customers to think I was their caretaker of their cars.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, I think
and then I stopped to think that
good.
Just one more point on that. When you think of the people who, there's those different levels. There's the DIYers who will do everything.
Right.
And if they don't know something, they'll figure it out and they'll get it done.
Yeah.
But then you've got the folks who kind of fall under the kind of 50-50 rule where it's like, well, I do some, but then I hand it off when I know it's a little beyond my time availability or my means.
Then there's the folks that buy tires at the dealership.
And then there's that other level of people who are so helpless they don't even know how to start. I mean, there's definitely that too. And when it comes to like the wash clinics and stuff, if you can find a way to reach those people, it's like, it's okay. It's actually not that complicated. We can show in a simple way.
Well, yeah, and you got to think
that you can handle it. And not everybody who is, I don't want to call them helpless, but maybe they feel helpless. Maybe they actually are capable and they just don't know they are. Yeah. They don't realize
all
what
of it is
takes.
Asking the questions. And it's hard to ask a question if you don't know where to get the answer.
Right.
And YouTube, you can get answers, but there's a lot of competing answers.
You get a lot of answers,
and
right or wrong.
Realistically, going to do a wash clinic somewhere, going somewhere where you have the option to maybe do something that is not yours. You don't have to worry about screwing it up.
Yeah.
But maybe you can practice or try something and go like, I can get my hands wrapped around that. I can do this.
A lot of people are tactile. Once they can feel the experience of what it's like to work on something, suddenly it all clicks. Because some people are visual learners, some people it's tactile, some people it's they absorb it out of a book, and I'm definitely not that kind.
Yeah, but I mean, we
Doing it goes
we
a
were
long way.
all like that. You were like that. I was like that. You were like we've all been in that situation. You know, the first time you try rinseless, it's like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
But then you do it.
Yeah.
But now it's like I couldn't live without it.
Yeah.
Like that's a wash method I love using.
Yep.
You know, and so it's just getting down and being able to do that and try it and experience it.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of the Wash Wednesday clinic. I think it's going to be a great thing we can do. So. Anyway, I digress on that.
All right, I think that clears it up then.
Yeah, that's about it. We've got a lot to do this week. We've got some videos to make.
We've got ideas for next week's podcast that I think you guys will enjoy.
I think we'll have some fun with
Probably
that.
ruffle some feathers. I love it when we do that.
Pretty soon, I'll bring in a hood. We'll set a hood down in here.
Yeah, we're not even going to have a table anymore.
We'll have
be
a
hood
bumper.
on a hood stand.
All of a sudden, it's like, what's the front of the Elantra doing in here? Just don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about
Turns
it.
out it got in another wreck. T-bone, the whole thing came off.
We're podcasting from the Elantra. Go to the Elantra here.
We're in the Elantra. We're inside the car.
Just 3 dudes in an Elantra. Okay.
It's getting hot in here, boys.
Nope.
All right. Come on, we turn on the AC. No, that's my turbo boost.
Yeah. The afterburners. All right, Dane, wrap it
is a
up.
sleeper after all. All right, guys. So, if you're watching us, you're probably on YouTube. If you're listening, we have it on YouTube too. If you're listening, you might be on iTunes or shoutengine.com. There's a lot of ways to find the Rag Company podcast. But anyway, we're glad you watch. We're glad you listen. Tell a friend. Leave a review on iTunes if you haven't already. Let us know if we're great, terrible, whatever. It's all good. And this is us saying adios.
See ya.
Bye.